Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Anderson again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the Dragon Ball Z vlogs, I shall be covering the 13th episode of Season 2 of this great show called The Past and Future. If you ask me, it should have been The Past and the Future, but whatever. So for this unlucky number 13, quite a few things go on, including one of the most what I would consider to be one of the more iconic moments of Vegeta's history on Namek, where alongside he blasts that elder Namekian to the afterlife. And that is when Vegeta blocks Zarbon's attack very easily, and then got and forward and blasts it out of the way. Just flick it out of the way. We also find out that third time gravity is not a big deal for Goku. After he just did the 20 times gravity training. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna up it to 50 times gravity, which I think is a bad idea, but whatever. So he does that, and that's just kind of a quick version of it, because there's a lot of little things in the episode where they go from one thing to another thing to another thing, and it doesn't really lead up to that much. It's almost like a filler episode, but it covers a lot of ground, if that makes any sense, because Krillin and Dende are going where you see the Elder Guru for the Lost Dragon Ball, and Vegeta is head toward them, and he gets sidetracked to go to Zarbon. Now, I like the way they have the animation for Vegeta, where he's going so fast that the bottom of his legs and his boots disappear. I like that animation. So, I also like the animation where he's dodging Zarbon's kicks and going like very fast, like this way, that way, this way. And I want to say that they use that animation for something else, or they're going to use it again in future episodes, because that's kind of cool, and it sees a lot of future animation for that. So they do that, and let's see, well, they are. Most of the episode is dedicated to the fact that the 4 people that were killed by Nappa end up going to the afterlife and then go train with King Kai. But he does a stupid rule in which he has to have them make him laugh before they can continue on with fighting with the training. They prove they're worthy of his extra training, which does not include the Kaioken attack and does not include the Spirit Bomb attack, which would be very useful to keep them in progression, not order, keep them in relevance, because Yamcha, once you get past the sense, it doesn't really add up to much as far as fighting goes. Chatsu Tien, yeah, could make the argument that he is powerful enough, especially in the later episodes with Cell and the others. But Piccolo shiner here. He really stands out among all the other people. This guy. But before they do all that, make him laugh and stuff, they do that. They have to have King Kai communicate with Goku and find out who he's up against on the mech. And we already know that Vegeta's over there. And we already know that there are bigger fish to fry out there. Zarbon and Frieza and the like. So this comes as a very, very big surprise to everyone that there are bigger fish than to fry than Prince Vegeta. Which I don't like too much because they're just to have Vegeta being the most ultimate fighter in the universe is kind of stupid at this point in the show. In real life, yeah, sure, things would be like that, but I just don't think that'd be that believable that a person from space would be that powerful to want to take over a rock of a planet and then go on his merry way. They must have expected there to be other people, other beings that are more powerful than him. And it's true there are like dozens of fighters more powerful than Vegeta is. Vegeta like this big. Particularly compared to like Zarbon and Frieza and the like. So anyway, what's really surprised me is that he says that when King Kai finds out that Frieza is on the planet, he almost has a seizure. That's how big of a surprise it is. You can actually see the bolts coming out of his head and stuff that he's so shocked and so in awe that the mighty Frieza will be here trying to wish for immortality. To where I always say, I would think that he would know this way being a god and tank and Kai and all that important stuff. That should come so much of a surprise for him. But it is a surprise for him. So anyway, after that little rude awakening, they have the laughing montage with Yamcha, of course, does it very easily with King Kai, and then Chapter does it too. Now, when it comes time for Tien to go up, he's more bashful, more reserved when it comes to comedy, so when he does it, he can't really do it too well. I guess that it makes kind of sense because his design off of the thing that he could design off of the Buddhist Tibetan monk would actually make a little bit of sense being serious and all that. I guess we should take it right from monks from E13 when nature calls. Because they were a riot, those guys. So in any case, he has to borrow a joke from Yamcha. Now I'm sure that you probably heard it before, that you can't tune a piano, you can't tune a fish. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. So that's kind of an old joke, but it's pretty funny, especially the way Ken delivers it. He powers up to the point that I think they were doing a tri-boom attack, or the Koho, but they use it against himself. And it's funny because he's all sweaty and stuff, and he's trying his hardest to concentrate and make sure he comes out funny and stuff. And luckily it does, because King Kai is laughing his butt off when he does it. I don't know because of the effort or because of the actual joke itself, but you would think that King Kai would have heard that stuff in all the years that he'd been on Earth, that he'd been alive and such, that he probably heard it from somebody. But yeah, that's kind of a pudding thing. No, that's no joke, no still joke to get going. You can keep tuning piano, but you can't turn a fish. Anyway, what would happen if King Kai took a kind of crucial diet? We couldn't eat any fish. We couldn't eat any shellfish. That would be kind of awkward. But anyway, the next thing is that he introduced Bubbles, the monkey that they all got to chase around. Now, I do this like funny joke and stuff in this show, catching a monkey that took Goku for 3 weeks to catch her, and it was like funny that they're all surprised at that. But then I kind of think about it, being that hands apart, since they transform into giant Uzuru monkey, and being that they always, that's part of racial heritage and all that, when it makes sense that chasing around Bubbles is kind of like an insult to them, to the Saiyans, especially Goku, and that Vegeta had done it him too, and other Saiyans. Or it could we assume that Bubbles did the very short statured Saiyan transformed. Of course we know that Bubbles is named after Michael Jackson chimpanzee Bubbles the monkey. Bubbles the chimp. But anyway, after he told him that Goku took Goku 3 weeks to capture him and stuff, then they asked the question, what happens after we catch the monkey? Which I feel like catching the monkey could be a kind of way to say, to kind of a line for like sex or playing a dirty game or something like that. Hey, I just caught the monkey tonight. I felt that could be funny. But in any case, he says to everyone, you have to capture Bubbles and stuff, and the 10 times gravity, all that. So, Piccolo, like, this guy, the only one that actually doesn't want to make King Kai laugh, because he's apparently a big stick in the mud. Being the reincarnation of pure evil, he has a stick up his ass about making people laugh. That does not compute with him. So then what happened is that Piccolo illegally captured Bubbles within 10 seconds of him running around. Maybe it's like that when Piccolo trains, he trains right levitating off the ground and stuff, so the 10 times gravity kind of doesn't faze him at all. But anyway, he captured them within 10 seconds, even though Kai says that's no good. You didn't go my official first lesson of making me laugh and whatnot. So it shouldn't count. I'm tired of this monkey business of trying to capture this guy and all that. You clumsily go along with it without me, this kind of complete moron. So by saying the word monkey business, right after they called it a monkey, it was kind of like that was enough to make King Kai laugh, because he said it with such deliberation and such seriousness that it made him bust a gut, which was actually really funny. So anyway, by doing this, by proving that he was able to capture Bubble so quickly, again 10 seconds versus 3 weeks with Goku, it proves that Piccolo can do it, and with gusto. Be also serious and soft. So, yeah. the other three have a lot to try to live up to by capturing the monkey at that speed, and then hitting Bob Gregory on the head with a big mallet. You did see Piccolo doing it, like Mewtwo from Super Smash Brothers. With the hammer levitating on his head. So, let's see. Oh yeah, they also say that they promise not to attack Frieza when they wish back. Of course, that being that Piccolo, the bad guy with the reincarnation of all evil on Earth, double crosses that promise. But yeah, you can't blame that. Also, I think that maybe because Piccolo is the reincarnation of King Piccolo, and King Piccolo is pretty much the evil side of Kami, a divine being. He was able to harness that to capture the monkey, or the faster too. So basically, he is pretty much like King Kai, but only more anti-hero. Because at this point, he hasn't become a full-fledged hero yet. So there was that. They was in that we promised not to go after Frieza. Now we all know that they are in the series, Piccolo being the first one brought to Namek is the first to rebend to Frieza's second form. And we know that he stands a chance because of the fusion with Nail. I only want to pronounce Nail, but Nail. Like fingernail. But Goku doesn't stand a chance right now beating him or laying a hand on him or whatever. So he said, I promise not to go after Frieza, but that doesn't mean that I can't train harder and stuff first. So that's kind of like a deception on Goku's part. We all know that he can fight Frieza eventually. And we get that too. So let's see now. We also see that Namek is like big because then he said that the current speed him and Krillin will reach the Guru at in 5 hours, according to race speed that they're going. It's a very big world there. So now we have Zaban fighting with Vegeta there, and it's funny because Zaban is all confident and shit about his own abilities, and this is still in a beautiful form. So he didn't even transform into the ogre lizard creature there, which I find interesting because he speaks with an accent I'm gonna assume that the accent that he's going with is an Australian accent, which is weird because Jace from the Geeking Force used the same type of accent, maybe from different dialect and stuff, but it's definitely Australian. But I don't know what Toriyama's obsessed with that particular accent is. Yeah, it's supposed to be like beautiful and stuff because both Jake and Zalban fancied themselves as beautiful ladies, and they always like to get the leads and all that stuff. So I don't know why. Maybe it might be an Australian stereotype or something that I'm unaware of. But yeah, he goes over to Vegeta with his confident looks, his confident attitude, and his like warmers. I don't think anybody used like warmers on this show, except for the workout people that use it during the yoga moves from Master Review's pleasure. But besides that, all those like warmers, even on the women fighters on the show, hell, even Chi-Chi doesn't use like warmers. And I don't know why it is, but they have Zalban being like this effeminate guy. I don't know whether it's supposed to be meant he's gay or whatever, but it's very noticeable. And of course, my man Vegeta ends up trouncing him at first. And even though he's got his face in the dirt, Zalban is like, ha ha ha, I'll get you back. I got a little secret. Now, we all know that Zalban is a cocky son of a bitch. We also know that prior to Vegeta going to Earth and then you think I was from almost dying, that Zalban and Dodoria could probably beat him up, because Zalban was able to beat him up, so Zalban's more powerful than Dodoria at this point. So, and that's in a beautiful form, his weaker form. So, and then Frieza's more powerful combined at this point. So anyway, they have in the next episode, number 14, they have Zalban surprise. Now, I do wish they would have Zalban and Doria in other episodes besides this one. Because during the Namek Saga, those two were actually pretty not good characters, I think, the time-wise. Zalban definitely, maybe not so much Doria because he wasn't like this fat guy, but with spikes everywhere. I definitely like Zalban. And he gets trounced this time around, and then he transforms, and then whelps Vegeta, which is the popular course at this point in the show, is that somebody gets beaten up, they stare each other down, they talk trash, and then one guy gets beaten up by the good guys or the bad guys, which Zalban is pure evil. Vegeta is evil, but like 10% good at this point. He has respect for the others on Earth. But Zalban he has no respect for Zalban. So the one guy gets beaten up, and then he transforms, and then he kicks the Wallabird's ass. We see that with Goku, with Piccolo, with everybody else too. that once the other person transforms, they kick their butts. Left, right, and sideways. From being smacked out of the way to just physically dodging, beating the crap out of somebody like Zarbon, which just shows that his power increased. But not when he transformed. When Zarbon transformed, Vegeta begged for mercy. And he gets a power drive into the ground or something. So anyway, that's got her. I'll cover that in the next episode. Zarbon's surprise. Anyway, I wonder about the design of Zarbon. Commented on the earring before, and the little trauma on his forehead, looking like the Potara earrings, and that it might be like a fusion between the beautiful form and the monstrous lizard form. But what would they put up like warmers on his arms and his legs? They were just gonna have that little space in there, and then have his regular clothes, his armor, and his little underwear. It's look kind of stupid. I haven't looked at there for leg skin. Also, they have these characters with accents and whatnot. So I wonder how they portray that with Japanese kanji, calligraphy, or whatever you want to call it. The writing. What was Sensei Toriyama's mentality for that? How would he portray people with accents? And why would they pick Australian accents for each character? I think when they get to Raccoon, and then he got Austrian accent, which obviously came from also Sniper from Terminator and Conan the Barbarian and other projects like that. So anyway, that was that. This episode is a good little mini filler episode with some important points in it, but something do get done in there, like the train on King Kai's planet, the introduction of Zarbon and his friend Paralysis, which is Kakashi again. I love him. I love me some Vegeta, and I love me some Frieza. They build up Frieza like all powerful, all threatening. So even a god like King Kai is afraid of him. So what does that say? I'm pretty sure that if it was a one-on-one fight, Frieza would easily trump King Kai. But let me know what you guys think of it. Anyway, I thank you for watching my vlog. I would dedicate to the unlucky 13th number episode of season 2 of this show, called The Past and Future. If you ask me, I think they shouldn't call it that. I think they should call it something else. But the past and the future should be maybe the name of the episode where we talk about Frieza's relationship with Midoriya, Zarbon, and Vegeta, and the other thing, Nappa and Raditz. That would have been a more proper past episode, and talking about the past and the future of them, not this. You better talk about the past and the future is more like a present day episode type thing. If that makes any sense. So now, I give this episode my happy face approval because it was awesome. A lot of little things that happened in the episode, and it was fine. So, if you guys like what you see here and want to see more of my videos and whatnot, you can always like, comment, and share my video and subscribe to my channel. You can also call me or text me if you want to share any future information on my future stuff. But call me and text me at 631-707-3707. Also, you can give me on my follow me on Twitter, or actually prefer at PMastonPro. Also, you can get me on my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, if anyone that likes the show, Dragon Ball Z anime, science fiction anime, and this is the name of the Akira, the Goku, and the Holy Kamehameha. Amen. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao. DBZ.